All right, this is my review for High School Musical. It's so insane. When I say it's so insane, I'm saying it's just crazy because I told myself like I wasn't gonna do this review because I've seen it a long time ago. I've seen it so many times, but I haven't seen it in a while. And I said, now that I'm older, let me watch High School Musical and let me see. Let me just try to look at it from like an older person's lens. You can't do that, especially if I saw this movie when I was like 12 or 13 years old. And I vividly remember when it came out. And I felt so much joy watching this movie. When I pressed play, I was watching it and I was literally like, just like, I had so much emotions watching this movie. And it's just so insane how like they say young minds are very impressionable, and I'm glad that when I was growing up I had certain things that instilled like good values and good kind of morals in you, like High School Musical has a lot of good things about breaking the status quo, breaking out of a mold, and also like doing what you love, finding new things you love, trying different things, um there's so much different aspects of this film, that people have to go through adversity when they, certain things and emotions and friends and betrayal. There's like so much things this movie tackles. And like I said, like I can understand people like I'm 29 right now. People who are like 29, 30. Like I remember I won't get too much into that. What I'll say is this: people who are like older ages and like in their 20s and 30s and stuff like that, if they go and watch High School Musical, they're not gonna like it because they're gonna be detached from it. They're just gonna be like, this is some kids and teens. Like most people are not gonna like it if they're older watching it. I completely understand that. But as an adult now and watching this film, I can still see like why kids loved it. Because first of all, the choreography is amazing. You can tell people put love and care into the story, and you could feel the emotion. It's exuding off of the screen. And then the songs are catchy, and not just catchy, the songs have meaning, you know what I mean, like breaking free, and like you are the music and me, start of something new. There's also this meaning. I, I'm just trying not to gush all about this movie. I want to give good reason why I love it, but it's just so insane because I'm watching and I'm like, it's just interesting how if a film catches you at the right time in your life, how impressionable you are. And like, I just think that's beautiful how films can touch you like that. But yeah, so like I'm watching it and I feel like, I don't know, I just felt my heart felt so full watching this film. And it's just interesting because like everyone is different, we like you could see someone who's like in their 60s or 50s or whatever or 70s, and they've seen a movie when they were young and it inspired them, or they did something to them, and it caught them at the right time, and it affects like their entire life, you know what I mean? Like it's just interesting how art can do that. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. I'm like, imagine the people who saw The Sound of Music and all these different things back in the day, like so much different things like this. And it's funny because I've never seen I guess the newer High School Musical series that they made. I never watched it because at that time I was already older. I was already older. I was looking at it like, oh, that's not for me. And I never seen it, and I'm not really interested in seeing it because there's no way for me like not really to hate on it. And it's not that I want to hate on it, but it's like that's not for me. That's for a different generation. So I'll let them those kids have it, and then they have it. But it's just this movie is just so beautiful. Like seeing first of all, I think one of the reasons this film works in many different levels is because Troy Bolton and Gabriella Montez, they have so much chemistry, and then also they have so much um obstacles in their way. And when you have a lot of obstacles for your characters, and obstacles that actually make sense with the story, it makes you want to see how they can get out of this. And also the pacing in this film is amazing because this film I think is only like hour 30 minutes, hour 40 minutes, and it goes by so fast. And it just everything has its place in this film. it's nothing, there's nothing that's too long, there's nothing that's too short. Everything is just the right amount of time. Every character gets just the amount of screen time. Like, even if you love certain characters and you want to see more of them, yeah, you'll see them in part 2 or 3. But the point is, they build these two characters so well. You know about a little bit about their home life. You see a little bit about their parents. You get just enough of the story to let you hop on this new journey with these characters you never met. And then I really think movies like this really depend on the chemistry for sure, because I think Zac Efron and Vanessa Hudgens have their chemistry is just so perfect that it works. It makes everything else work. You know, the story's good too, but then if you have good chemistry, you have good music, you have like, and first of all, I know I spoke about the choreography already, but I'm gonna speak about it more. It's just insane. It's you can feel the love when you see these movements and everything. And when in a musical or in a movie that has music in it, if the music can tell a story while being in the film, that's what makes a good musical or just a good film in general. But ultimately, ultimately I loved it. I loved it. And I think it's very impossible for me to look at this film objectively because I was 12 and 13. I was around 12 or 13 when this film came out. And I remember it very vividly. I remember because my mom just got a new car. She was excited and she and I was looking, I was on the second floor and I saw her pulling up in the driveway. And I remember on Disney Channel. They kept promoting it, and they kept saying, "Oh, this new show, whatever it may be." And I remember my mom pulling into the driveway, and it said, "Be right back," because High School Musical is coming up. Whatever it mean, whatever they were saying. And I saw the car, and I ran upstairs as quick as I could, and then and the movie started, and I remember just I I wish there was I wish that was a moment was recorded or something but it's just when you're the right age and you have all these thoughts and stuff being 12 and 13, I didn't know what high school was going to hold for me. I didn't know all these different things, you know what I mean? But I remember watching it and I was in elementary school and I was like, oh, this seems so cool. You know what I mean? It makes you think about all these different things. You know, you see all the different factions of, you see the cool kids, or the so-called cool kids. You see the skateboarder kids. You see the music kids. You see all these type of things, and you think, oh, what is that gonna be? How is that gonna be when I leave out when elementary school? And I remember my high school was from grade 7. Oh no, yeah. My high school was from grades. No, yeah, I think I'm pretty sure. Let me double check. I'm trying to think right now. I'm pretty sure my high school was from grade 6. No. My high school was from grade 7 through 12. It was 7 through 12, all in one school. So it was a lot of kids, in my school. My school was big as hell, and some people go to high schools where I think maybe it's maybe 8 through 12, or I don't know. I've heard high schools breaking up as far as the grades, but mine was from 7th grade all the way through 12th. So you have a lot of time, you have a lot of factions, you have a lot of different people, you have a lot of room to grow and a lot of connections you can make in those years. And I love my high school experience. And I remember being in high school and people saying they hate it and all those type of things. And I used to always be the one saying, yo, guys, when we get older, we're gonna be like, damn, we should have hung out more. And I used to be like, guys, we have detention. Who cares? We're young now. I was so into the fact that yeah, let's try to live in the moment. You know what I mean? And it's just interesting, how life works. But I was very understanding of being a fleeting moment. Every moment is fleeting. But I love these films and stuff that can bring it back, and also that you could really appreciate the love of it, especially when you're older. I could truly appreciate how much care they took into making this film. They didn't have to make it this good. They could have made it a way less quality, and we probably would have still loved it. But they put so much work into this, even as an adult watching it, the choreography, all the stuff. It is so beyond what they could have done. You know what I mean? They didn't have to make it this good, but people put a lot of work into this film. You can see it, and I'm and you know what? One of the things I'm so happy about with this franchise is that it's interesting because High School Musical 1 and 2, they were TV movies that were so superb. And I remember this vividly as well. I was just in high school at this time when High School Musical 3 was coming out, and I was trying to be the cool kid. I was like, whatever, I don't care about High School Musical. You know what I mean? I was just I was getting older, and I think I was 15 or 14, something like that. I was like, I'm good. I don't need to go see that, whatever. And then my cousin knew me. I'm saying my cousin knew me. My cousin, she knows me. and she knows that I love High School Musical, and she loves it too. And she didn't go to my high school at the time, but the point is, she was like excited to go to the movie theaters, and she kind of bring me. And I'm so happy she like was like, "Yo, we gotta go. Like, you're a fan. What are you talking about? Like, don't why you playing cool? Like, you know what I mean? You seen the movie, break the status quo. What you trying to do?" But at the same time, I was coming into my teens, and I was kind of like giving the cold shoulder to the movie, like whatever, whatever. But I'm so glad I went because we went to the theater. We saw High School Musical 3 in the movie theaters. It's amazing how they had part 3 in the theaters, and that was just like I remember that experience too. Like Scream, oh my god! If you know, you know. And a part of me wasn't gonna do this review because I said, I understand that a review like this could alienate so many people just because you know certain people didn't like. It's impossible for someone now to look at this movie and be like, "Oh, I like it," because they're older now. You know what I mean? But I was like, I'm just gonna make this review. If someone watches it, who cares? If no one watches it, who cares? But I was just like, this page is like, I wanted to share things I love, and my heart is so full finishing this film just now. Like, I was watching the whole credits, and I was just like, damn, like thinking about like how much this film really means to me, and how much a film can like it just inspires you. I remember, I don't want to keep going on. This is already going so long. All I'm going to say is this. If you want, check out, I think it's called Bop to the Top World Tour or something like that. They were in, it's like a tour. I think this only been going on for about maybe like 3 years or something, but it's basically like a Disney tour. They do like high school, but it's really branded on High School Musical. So they do like High School Musical songs and a whole bunch of stuff. And like you meet people who like your age and people who grew up with High School Musical, and it's super cool. And it's like a whole night. It's like an hour or whatever. It's like almost like a nightclub where it's like High School Musical. It's insane. But the point I'm trying to make is check it out, Bop to the Top Tour or something, whatever. I think it's on Instagram or whatever. You can check out their page. But I saw them, they were having an event, and I was like, let me just go check this out. And I went, it was packed, people my age and a little older and some younger. And it was just like, it reminded me like just like this film, it has a lot of good qualities and morals, like even his dad talking to him about, you know, like even at the end, his dad, he's kind of scared what his dad's going to say about going into the game. And he's like, I just want you to have fun. I want to see my son loving playing the game that me and him love. You know what I mean? Like there's certain things that they do with this film that help you kind of like, break down some mental barriers in a way, like you could do anything. And I feel like, just as you get older, obviously things seem darker and all this type of things. You try to hold on to that fire inside. So that's what I want to do this review to kind of remind people, like whatever it may be, even if you don't even like High School Musical and you watch this review, there's some film, it's either a film or there's either a song or there's some type of art that may have inspired you, that ignited some type of fire, some type of creative energy, and just don't let that die. Do something, whether it be paint, start painting again, do something. You know what I mean? This film inspires me to just watch more of what I love, and then also not really question why I love certain things. Still question why I love it, but in a way, don't question it in a way of, oh, I love this so, or I'm loving it too hardly. You know what I mean? If you love something like insanely, then kind of try to use that energy to fuel you in a way. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm doing right now with making these reviews and stuff like that. So hopefully it's spreading some positive energy, and you could watch this film and it could, light up your heart. Or you could say, oh, I don't like this, but I remember this film that I really liked. And also I want to say one last thing. I'd never seen Lemonade Mouth. There's a lot of Disney movies that I did not see. And some people tell me all the time about certain things. So I might actually have that experience as an adult watching like Lemonade Mouth and some other stuff that people been telling me, watch this. And I'm just like, I'm not called to watch it right now because I'm like older. I'm like so far removed from that time. But maybe after doing this rewatch, maybe I'll watch some stuff I've never seen before, like Lemonade Mouth. Because people constantly telling me, every time I bring up High School Musical, they're like, have you seen Lemonade Mouth? I'm like, no. So I guess I have to check it out at some point. Yeah, so maybe I have to check that out. And then I'll have the actually idea of what I'm talking about, someone being older actually experiencing it and seeing if I actually still like it. But maybe I could look at it through a different lens because of how I view High School Musical. So maybe it'll work. Anyways, this is already going on so long. I just love High School Musical. This is Deja, know the name. Spread love and light. And let's sign off with a basketball shot for Troy Bolton. All right.